Gashom. Namandas. Namandas. Sambujo. 주세계 시간야 고가 Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Namanda.
All right, hello and happy New Year's Eve to everyone. I know that we're all missing not being able to be together, but I'm so glad that we were able to do things the way we're able to do them this year. So, 2020, what can we say? I think everyone has very similar feelings about it, and many of our feelings, as we know, have been the same. Basically, good riddance and or nuts to you 2020. But though we've been saying this forever and ever, I really don't want to leave the new year on a negative note. Every year we have our various junk and the detritus that we go to, and just because this one seemed to have had sort of a garbage scou's worth of all of that, it doesn't mean that it should be dismissed entirely or even necessarily seen as the worst thing we've ever been through, because many, many years have had our hard times, had a lot of difficulties. And so going into it, yes, there was a lot of difficulty. And I will say that for myself, I did dislike a lot of it. I hated all of the sadness, the fear, the anger, and the loneliness that went with this year. But I also know and have had to reflect, as this is a time of reflection, on the fact that all of these emotions that I have felt are exactly what makes me human. When we look at these things, when we look at sort of fear, anger, sadness, loneliness, we think of these parts of ourselves as something that we should dismiss or even suppress, because we see them as negative emotions. However, when we look at these parts of ourselves, we can see that once again, they are simply part of who we are. And so rather than seeing this as this was something that a year that just kept piling things on top of us, one after the other, we should try to use it as an opportunity to see how we can integrate rather than suppress all of these feelings. And when we look at it, all of these feelings, anger, for instance, is something that, if channeled correctly, can actually bring about positive change. It can make us look at things and decide that we are just angry enough to do something about the problems that we have and help us move forward. We can see that sometimes fear can make us take stock of the things that we're afraid of. Maybe it's because of prejudice, maybe it's because of ignorance, and hopefully this will teach us to learn new things rather than to pile on the fear and make it worse. The sadness that we have felt, sadness is always an expression of compassion. We see things that we feel so deeply, and those tears, even if it makes us uncomfortable, are things that are helping us to sort of wash away the sadness itself, even though it may not completely dissipate, but it helps us to feel compassion for ourselves and others. And most importantly, as Buddhists, that loneliness, it can feel oppressive, it can feel heavy, but that's what Buddhism is all about, is learning to be with ourselves, learning to be exactly who we are. And so, though all of this has been very, very difficult, let's move into the new year considering a quote of Shinran Shonin that says, "We come together when conditions bring us to meet, and part when conditions separate us. Now, this particular quote was specifically referring to the teachers that Shinran had and his own lament at having met them, having felt very deeply about them, but then having to let them go. But this is a quote that not only applies to people that we meet, but it can apply to situations, and it can apply to this year as well. So conditions, often beyond our control, brought us to meet the year 2020. We, like all of the people we meet, need to take these encounters as things that we can learn from. So the conditions brought us to meet 2020, and the new year is now separating us from it. So we may bid 2020 a less than fond farewell, but it happened, and it's now something that it is a part of us. So hopefully we learned more than we tried to throw away, and let us embrace this new year, knowing that there may still be difficulties ahead because they always are. But hopefully we learned resilience, we learned to be with ourselves and know ourselves, we learned compassion and empathy for others, and we can take that into the new year a little stronger, a little more resilient, and ready to be the new us, less angry, less fearful, less sad and lonely. These will still be a part of it, but let's embrace those and cultivate them into more positive things this year. So thank you all for coming. Please stay and join us for the Bonsho Ringing, even though you won't necessarily be a direct part of it. We're looking forward to doing it on your behalf, to banging out all of those kleshas, and to start afresh tomorrow morning. Thank you for joining us. Please join me in Gassho. We come together when conditions bring us to meet, and part when conditions separate us. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Hi everyone, this is Reverend Noritaka Imara. This is first time to do YouTube live streaming for me. And so I asked Katie how many people watching right now, and she said almost 70 at that time. So I thought, I shouldn't ask. I'm getting nervous right now. But I will share a very short greeting for New Year's. It's already the end of the year. It's been so fast. In the year 2020, we couldn't meet each other so many. But I've learned from the year of 2020 the importance of meeting people. Unfortunately, we have many Dharma friends, including Shinran Shonin. So we are not alone. I am very excited to welcome the New Year's, to eat mochi and to share the Dharma and laugh a lot with all of you. Thank you very much. I hope you will have great year. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations. You made it. It's the end of 2020. And while this is something I like to tell people at the end of every year, this year itself is special. And while it would be easy to opine on the reasons why, I think you all have your own individual reasons. And instead of being negative about this year, I want to reflect on the amazing things that happened this year for me and for all of us. I imagine each one of us learned something new about ourselves this year. Each one of us learned a new talent, a new skill. Each one of us learned that we loved our families so much because we didn't see them. Each one of us may have learned that they liked The Tiger King, or they liked a different Netflix show, or they binge this or binge that. They may have learned to cook, or they may have learned that they can't cook. They may have found out what their favorite delivery restaurant is, and we may have said goodbye to things that we loved. Maybe we didn't go skiing this year yet. Maybe we didn't go to Broncos games or Rockies games. Maybe we found out those things weren't that important to us. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've learned this year. I, before this year, had never shot a video besides quick videos with my phone. And right now we're live streaming something. This is insane. A year ago, I never would have thought we could have been able to do this. A year ago, I wouldn't have been as close to my two amazing mentors, Reverend Amada and Reverend Thompson, as I am today. They have taught me so much over this last year. And in many ways, I feel closer to the Sangha as well, because we have been so far apart, and how much I miss each and every one of you. How much I miss my family, my mother and my father, I haven't seen since last year. But most of all, what I've learned this year is that I am definitely Jodo Shinshu Buddhist. I am Bonbu the most. I have greed, anger, and stupidity. My ignorance is amazing. And I have learned that the teachings of Amida Buddha and coming to us through Shinran Shonin were meant for me. And so 2020, while being arguably not the best year I've ever been alive, I think has also been the best year I've ever been alive. And so I'm going to read the Jodo Shinshu Creed, something that I look to this year and something I plan to look to next year. So please join me in Gassho. I put my trust in the vow of Amida Buddha. Reciting Namo Amida Butsu, let us live life to the utmost with strength and joy. I look to the light of Amida Buddha, constantly reflecting upon myself. Let us strive to live a life of gratitude. I shall follow the teachings of Amida Buddha. Awakening to the right path, let us share the true Dharma with others. I rejoice in the compassion of Amida Buddha. Mutually respecting and aiding each other, let us endeavor to work for the good of all. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you so much for joining us for this portion of our New Year's Eve service. We're going to be migrating out to the Bonsho. In the meantime, enjoy a highlight video of all the amazing things we've done here at TSDBT in the year 2020. It may loop once or twice because we got to move a lot of equipment out, and we look forward to see you out there to ring that bell and get those kleshes out. boxes in front of me are an example of Go Wasan Bako. Go Wasan Bako contains the Shoshin Nembutsu Ge, or the hymn on the true and trusting heart, coming from Shinran Shonin's writing, the Kyogo Shinsho, the chapter on practice. Its 120 lines represents the foundation of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. Also included is the Wasan, the Jodo Wasan, the Kosa Wasan, and the Shozumatsu Wasan. Hi, and welcome to this, the last Sunday YouTube service for the year 2020. We are so glad that you've joined us over the year here on YouTube in order to hear the teachings of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism and the Dharma given to us by Amida Buddha. Bye.